Welcome in those to the show once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson. As you all know, this is Last Word Productions. I always get the last word. So we're gonna jump right into it, man. Few housekeepings, man. If you're not doing so already, go ahead, hit like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, man. Hit that bell notification, be notified whenever we go live, as well as the fact that you can follow me on my other social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook, where we're currently live on as well right now. Wherever, man, I'm there 9 out of 10 times. So, with all that being said, let's jump right into the show. And as you all know, NBA playoffs is going down right now. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. But first things first, we're going to discuss, we're going to discuss the fact that Joel Embiid is out for game 2 tonight. They're currently playing, the 76ers, that is. They're currently playing right now on the road in New York. I'm not exactly sure the score, but when I find out, I'm gonna let you all know right now. Tyrese Maxey is having a good game, and it seems to be because they are talking about him currently on the halftime show. But what are your thoughts on like the outcome of this series and what it should be? For those who are in the comment section, hey, let's interact a little bit with your boy, man. But as it stands right now, for me personally, guys, especially with them being on the sideline, I think the Sixers. I think they lose the series in 6 games. I think they can sneak a game out. I think the Knicks won't be hot forever because the Knicks have been shooting the ball extremely well. But I believe that they're going to eventually cool off and actually come back down to earth. Mikal Bridges has been shooting phenomenally. Um, what's up, bro?
What's the word, bro?
Chilling. But just over here discussing the New York Knicks and the Philly series real quick. That Joel Embiid injury and the impact it's going to have on the series.
hmm So what you think?
So,
What you think so far?
I mean, so far, I think Tyrese Maxey looks good. I think they're moving the ball a little better.
hmm
But for me, I just think it comes down to I think the Knicks just came back down to earth, bro. Like the last couple games, they've been shooting the ball lights out. Like I was just saying, Mikal Bridges was playing phenomenal. You know, excuse me, Jalen Brunson was a torch these last couple games. But
hmm
I think the Knicks are coming back down to earth. But so far, if I had to say, I think the most impressive thing is the Sixers ball movement. I think their defense is a little more fluid tonight. But again, I think that's because largely due to the fact that the Knicks just are now playing back to their norm. But what about you? What you got?
Um, I think it's just gonna be an up and down series, bro. If you look at both teams are offensive juggernauts. Jalen Brunson and Maxi are a walking 40 any night, and their counterparts. You got Paul George, who he's up there in age, but he's still good for maybe 25 on a good night. VJ Edgecombe is a solid rookie coming into himself. He can give you 15, 20. OG Ananobi, he's a stud. Carl Anthony Towns, for what all the flack we give him, he is what he is, man. He's always going to be a walking 20 and 10. We don't like the way he settles for jumpers, but he's always going to be a walking 20 and 10. And with Embiid out, it should make the paint more easy for him to dominate. But as you can see in the game now, he's constantly getting himself in stupid foul trouble. So I'm not expecting much from him as long as he keeps up and continuously getting in foul trouble. But I kind of agree with you. The Knicks were kind of on a high roll. Uh, they were on a historic run. Basically, I do think the first series against the Hawks, I think they're just experience, just them being like a more cohesive unit, being an older team. They knew how to deal with the young guns. It was going to be a Cinderella run for the Hawks. At least the Knicks, a couple conference finals. A couple players that are savvy vets in their own right. You get me? So now they're running into a team where Philly is down their best player, but some of the best ball that they played this year was without their best player. So Joel Embiid definitely makes them a better team, but you will see more. You will see more from the counterparts without Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is that much of a dominant force in the lineup that he kind of takes away from what everybody else can bring. But he also elevates players. Like when you got Embiid on that court, you got Maxey being able to ISO. You got Paul George being able to ISO. No one can be double teamed. So the Embiid effect is real, but you'll see a lot more players, stepping up to the plate to fill in the void for him. But I'm very interested in the series. I do think it'll probably go to 7 because, I do think the teams are both evenly matched as far as firepower goes and defensive intensity. Yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got on the series, but I'm very in tune to it. I'm very entertained so far.
For sure, for sure. What's going on, Aaron? Appreciate your comment, man. What's going on? But Mike, what you got, bro?
What's good? What was the question, man? I just got in. My fault.
The thoughts so far that you have on the Knicks and the excuse me, not Celtics, 76ers series.
What's the question? Can you repeat it for me?
I'm saying, what are your thoughts so far on the Knicks and Sixers series? What you think so far?
Oh, that first game went about how I thought it was gonna go. They evenly matched, in my opinion. Though, like if Philly somehow wins this series with or without Joel Embiid, nobody will be just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." If the Knicks win, based on how they close out the Hawks, it'll be like, "Oh, okay, the Knicks won." Like it'll be the same thing. Like it won't be a shock either way. I think, like Bree said, they got adequate firepower on both sides, so I think it's a pretty even matchup. It's probably the most even second round series we have, to be honest. So
The most even second round series? Shit,
I
man,
think so.
I think the Wolves and the Spurs pretty dead line, man.
Nah, I think what you still got to think about it. They're missing players still. So like, Ant
Who?
came back, but he was still kind of hobbling. DiVincenzo
Oh,
is not coming back,
you
so
talking
it's
about?
just like, yeah, just as
I
far
mean,
as
they still
everybody having all they
won the
all their
first game.
firepower essentially. Both teams got all their firepower essentially. So
Oh, I think that not Knicks. I think that Spurs and Timberwolves series is gonna be a good one. I think that's gonna be.
I got the Wolves winning that one if Ant back for sure. Like, I mean, but we'll
Oh, you
see.
got the Wolves winning.
Yeah, I got the Wolves winning
Yeah,
that at
I
six
think
for
last
sure.
game he played well too.
No, he did. So I got the Wolves in six for sure.
He just not his same explosive
He ain't,
athletic.
yeah, he ain't trying to jump either, and I don't blame him. So
I appreciate the love, Aaron. But for sure, for sure.
yeah,
You see
but
that, guys?
it's
You see
it's
what
it's a
Aaron
solid
doing?
series.
Subscribe, then like you see, we gotta follow suit, y'all. If y'all in the building right now, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, man. But but yeah, to continue what you were saying, Mike. I mean, to just get off into some of the crazy pause, but just to speak on some of the events that has been going on currently in the playoffs. I mean, I'm not really too shocked by anything that's been happening thus far. I know the Lakers. I mean, Braun had a 30 piece. You feel me?
Yeah,
I
if
thought
Austin
DeAndre.
Reeves would have showed up last night, they actually might
I
have had
thought
a
DeAndre
tight game
Horton
down the stretch.
played. Bro, I've already said what I said about Austin Reeves. Like, look, when we talked about this a few months ago, when we was talking about Austin Reeves, bro, I told y'all I think I've given credit where it's due. He's a lot better than I thought he was gonna be. But same thing I said about the Pistons, bro. Like, I got to see it in the playoffs, dog. Because last time I see Austin Reeves in the playoffs, I wasn't impressed. And now listen, I get it. He's coming off an injury, but this is one too many. You feel me?
Nah, that's fair.
Because he has some bad games in the postseason, bro. And I told people, I'm like, I got to see it, dog. Like, I got to see him improve his postseason play. And listen, Carson Wallace, I believe that's his name.
Kaysen.
Huh?
Kaysen,
my bad. Kaysen Wallace, Alex Caruso, SJ on a good night. You feel me? It's a lot of Lou Dort. Like, it's a lot of wing defenders that the Thunder have that they can throw at you and they can make it difficult for you. Don't get me wrong. But going 3 for 16 is inexcusable. I don't care who's in front of you, bro. Especially when you're supposed to be the second scoring option on a team that's many don't view as bona fide contenders, but many people thought would be a first round exit. So it's like you are exceeding expectations. So I expect you to, at the bare minimum, have your game rise just a tad bit, especially when you have someone like LeBron James helping orchestrate your offense and helping you create or get open looks. Because some of them shots, I don't get me wrong, some of them shots last night he was taking, it was just good defense on some of their behalf. But other shots, he's just not making shots, bro. Like, the shit not falling. And maybe he's gonna have a one of those games where it's like it's like a coming out party for him. But I got to see it, bro. It's bad right now. But what y'all got, man? What's y'all thoughts on the Lakers and Thunder series, bro? I know y'all not surprised by anything. 'Cause I think we all pretty much said the Lakers are gonna lose in 4 or 5 games.
I mean, yeah, when I look at it, bro, I'm not really shocked of what's going on in the series. I do want to say the refs called a pretty good game last night. A lot of that flailing and flopping that SGA do, they
Yeah, he didn't
wasn't
get a lot.
calling that shit.
Yeah, he wasn't.
They
You see
wasn't
how
call. Hey,
the point differential went down for him too, because he
yeah,
was.
hey, refs, if y'all can keep that up, y'all good with me, man. I already know the nigga a bucket. The nigga can do what he do, but yeah, go ahead, my do you think? Like, you feel me? I already know the nigga bucket. He can score. He can do what he do. But come on, man, all that unnecessary stuff, bro. Just let it go. Like, it was getting out of hand, bro. Like, he shooting step back jumpers, bro. It looked like people pushing him out the air. No one's touching him. He driving. He's falling face first to the ground. I'm like, bro, what's going on, man? What is going on?
Yeah, it was definitely a difference, man, in this game. It was definitely a difference. But what you got, Mike?
Man, no Luca. Like, we definitely didn't expect the Lakers to win. If this was Braun at like 30, you know what I'm saying, then I might feel like he could pull some bullshit off and win the series. But at 41, bro, with Austin Reeves playing, if he don't play better than what he playing, it'll fuck around and be a sweep, which I don't want. But I think at the most, if Austin Reeves, like you said, have a coming out party and snap, Thunder gonna win to me regardless, unless somebody gets hurt. So I would say Thunder in 5 or 6. Uh, so it's unfortunate, bro, because definitely wanted to see all of them. I wanted to see Luca, Bron, and Austin really healthy in the playoffs, man, make a run and see what they could do. But that just ain't how it happened this time. So definitely, if they could, like Breeze said, the refs can keep it fair like they doing and not fall for that flopping shit. I'm not gonna lie, when they don't fall for that, it affects his game overall, like his shot making and everything, because he relies on getting to the
I
line and
told
stuff.
you,
So
I think it's a conversation, man. Niggas
he
be
relies on those type of calls to get him to the line to kind of settle him down when he's struggling or to get in a rhythm. And so when he's not getting those calls, he's not used to not getting them. So the fact that he didn't get them all game, pretty much, he didn't know what the fuck to do with himself. He was kind of just like what the fuck, like what's going on? Like he not, especially at the crib, like you at home not getting them bullshit ass calls, like it probably fucked with his head a little bit. But he's still a gifted player. He'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure he won't continue to play like that if he's not getting the whistle. But I don't know, man. Fucking Austin Reeves can't go 2 for 50, whatever the fuck he was, and Marcus Smart can't be 4 for 20 or whatever the fuck he was. Like, just can't do that weak ass shit. So if them niggas can be even somewhat efficient, Rui started off bad, but he played a much better second half. He ended up shooting over 50% for the game, I think. So he'll be fine.
And that's the thing, man. It's like you look at that game, and it's like it's no like real slither of light of hope for the Lakers. It's like Bron.
Nah, I mean, realistically speaking, you could just say if Austin Reeves had played better overall as the second option, they
It's,
probably,
it's
like I said, it could have been
tough though, bro, because
it could have been close.
You
My
got
thing was
J
just make it
Dub who's
close
sitting
down the
out
stretch.
there.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to keep the game within 6 or 8, with maybe 4 minutes to go down the stretch to have a chance.
But even when they went and tied the game and it was down force, like bro, you never felt like the Lakers was gonna win the game, bro.
Nah, you're right. I didn't feel like that yesterday for sure. It was kind of blew me because I'm like, damn, Brian Hoopin, bro. If one of you niggas go with him, you know what I'm
But
saying? It could give you some hope going in the game too. But you're right.
another crazy thing with the Lakers is, bro, and they've been struggling with this for the longest. They have no interior bigs to play defense, bro. There is no fucking way Chet Holmgren should look like Hakeem Olajuwon, bro. This is Chet Holmgren. This is the guy who's inconsistent as shit. One night he'll give you 4 points and 8 rebounds. One night he'll give you like 12 and 9 rebounds. There's no points he should go for 24 and 12 against you. There's no way, bro. It's no fucking way, bro, at all. Like they really had me. He was looking like he was Victor Wembanyama out there. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how bad it was, bro.
Nah, Jackson Hayes is athletic, but he is like out of control over there. And we already know
And
DeAndre
DeAndre
Ayton ain't no
Ayton is a
interior.
slouch.
Yeah, we know he's not an interior threat by any stretch of the imagination. If them niggas had AD instead of them niggas, they might be all right. But nah. Not with
Shit.
him.
I think them two combined at this point, bro. AD will probably give them the same effort because he's always hurt, bro.
Nah, AD gonna play defense.
Bro, AD
So
is always hurt, bro.
we ain't never looked at AD on defense and been like, he ain't trying on defense.
Bro, I guarantee you, bro. By the
Hurt
end
or
of that
not, bro,
first series,
we've never questioned that man's effort when he been on the basketball court. Bro.
AD would have had a torn labia, bro.
Shit, at this point, DeAndre Ayton playing like he y'all won. What's the difference? I'd rather take the nigga I know can do more on both ends.
It was pretty solid last night, bro.
But horrible. He's played a lot better than he.
I'm not gonna say and brag on DeAndre Ayton.
But he just you giving up 24 and 12 to Chet, bro. That shit just don't sit right with me. Bro.
Chet, what I'm saying,
he's not an interior big either. Like he's a perimeter big.
The Lakers' problem is they don't have anyone outside of DeAndre Ayton who's not a paint presence is at all. They have no one on their roster who can protect the rim, like nobody. That's the issue. They knew that with DeAndre Ayton before they even traded for him. They knew who he was. That's why I thought they should have really. That's why I thought they really should just went out and got Mark Williams, bro. Mark Williams.
But remember, he just couldn't pass the physical. Trade off. He rescinded the trade.
He couldn't pass the physical.
Which is crazy. He couldn't pass the physical, but then went back to Charlotte and played, and then got traded to Phoenix and played. Like, get the fuck out of here. But anyway.
Which is really crazy, dog.
No, it is. But let's move off into the next topic, man. Let's talk about the next series that we discussed a little bit. I want to speak on the Sixers. I want to speak on the Wolves and the Spurs series. Victor Wembanyama in that last game, to me personally, offensively, he just looked synced out of rhythm, and I thought a large portion of that came from the fact that the Wolves were being extremely aggressive with him. Like Julius Randle, I thought Jaden McDaniels at times, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, like they all was like, they made him uncomfortable throughout the game, and it showed because his shot wasn't falling at all. His touch on the ball didn't look as crisp around the rim as it usually is. And even though he got, I think it was 12 blocks, the most in an NBA playoff game, I believe, bro, he looked a little shell-shocked on the offensive end, bro. Like, he just looked like he couldn't figure out how to bypass a lot of these aggressive, like, I'm not aggressive like nature plays, but like just people actually like making it tougher on him versus them just, giving him the lane and trying to prevent him from going up with the ball. They was preventing him from getting the ball, period. He couldn't get to a spot. He couldn't get to, to the lane accurately. Like even in pick and roll situations, he's getting knocked, bumped. Like it was a tough night for him. So I think this series is gonna be a long series for him because I think that's gonna be how the Wolves. That's gonna have to be the game plan in order for them to win the series. So it's gonna be a long series for them, in my opinion. But what you got, Breeze? What you think?
I just factored in everything, bro. Just like I chalked it up. Number one, to him being young, early game jitters and everything for one, and two, he settled a lot. He settled a lot for the three ball. He was like 0 for 8, 0 for 9 from three, and 0 for 8, 0 for 9 from three, which I do expect Mitch Johnson, get in the lab and let him know, hey, you're 7 foot. And the thing that really makes the game complex when it comes to these young players is that they don't understand offensive settings. Like we all agree right now, Wemby is just out there just fucking around. He just doesn't he doesn't have that grip of the game yet where he's like, okay, this is how I control and this is how I dominate the game. When Wemby understands the game, he will realize that I can't run the same set that I will run against Gobert, that I will run against when Jaden McDaniels or Julius Randle or Anthony Edwards is guarding me. I can't blow by or breeze by Julius Randle or Jaden McDaniels the way I would do Rudy Gobert because he's not as quick on his feet. The problem with Wemby is Wemby just attacks everyone the same. If he gets you in the post, he's going to try to fade away. He's going to try to put the ball down. When he gets Rudy Gobert in the post, okay, you can put the ball down, you can go against him. But when you have a smaller defender, maybe 6'5", 6'6", and you're 7'3", 7'4", you can't do that because they're lower than you. So it's easy to take the ball away. I think once that factors in and Mitch Johnson actually gets that through his head, then, Wemby will be fine. But yeah, he had 11 points. I see he settled for a lot of threes. I would like to see him, maybe cut the threes in half. So if he goes from maybe 8 or 9 attempts to maybe 4 and, gets a lot more, close to the mid range, close to the rim, then that'll be cool. But I think this will be offensively the worst game that Wemby plays this series. And if it's going to come down to a last second possession when Julius Champagnie is taking a game winning shot, then I don't think they have much to worry about, because I don't think that De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama are going to play that terrible offensively again. So I do think it'll be a long stretched out series, but I do think, urgency or, fear or, things to worry about aren't really present at the moment for the Spurs. So that's pretty much my outlook on it.
All right, what you got, Mike?
I think I agree with a lot of what Bree said, but I got the Wolves in 6. I feel like Wemby will get you a game just off pure, freak of nature type shit, being 7'5". But he's another big, just like Shet. They perimeter oriented. Like he wants to blow by guards, like he's a point guard trying to get to the cup, and he's not. And so he plays like that. Like Bree said, he attacks everybody the same. You're not just gonna run by people because you're 7'5". What I don't understand that he doesn't do is get in the paint and instead of shooting a fadeaway jumper, just turn around and shoot straight up. Who's blocking your shot? He literally could run. He can rim run to the front of the rim, dead ass, be 5 to 7 feet away from the basket, and just turn around and shoot standing straight up like KD does. Because who's blocking that shot? Nobody. Nobody's even getting. Rudy could block it, but 9 times out of 10, he's not good at timing jump shots per se as
He's
a
not that
defender.
quick on his feet.
He's not that quick on his feet. He's not quick enough to get up and down straight. Boom, turn around, boom. Not even wait. Don't hesitate. Don't take 5 to 10 seconds. Don't try to post them and bang first, then shoot a turnaround jumper. Literally catch that motherfucker face up and shoot it immediately. In that 5 to 7 foot range, he could literally score 10 points a game off that shit alone. Because nobody's blocking that shot. The problem they have is the Wolves don't give a fuck. And so the Wolves are a matchup nightmare for everybody in the playoffs except OKC. They all ready. They all young. They don't give a fuck. We been here before. We done this shit. We the ones, and it's like they keep trying to remind me, like they're the ones that have been to the conference finals the last 2 years. Like people, we keep forgetting that. We get to the point we picking teams before the season start. We never pick them. They get to the playoffs and they be busting people's ass. They bust the Lakers ass. They bust Phoenix ass with KD when he was there. They done bust what's the name ass twice. Jokic twice. Like they just don't care, bro. And I think that because of that, they get kind of overlooked. They kind of walk through the regular season. They don't run, and that's just how it is. But I think they are forced to be reckoned with. And if they can figure out how to match up with OKC that next round, bro, if they can break through and beat OKC, I don't think they'll. I think they'll win the chip for real. But we got to see it first.
But I'm not gonna lie, before you take off, Mike, I think the same thing with Wemby is the same thing with Ant. Like Ant is still young. Like I can agree with the same thing with Wemby. Ant is just out there just fucking around at this point, bro. He reminds me so much of y'all remember number 8 Kobe? When he was just, just the athlete, just jumping out the gym, just all that shit. It took Kobe, to get a couple injuries or the athleticism to kind of weigh a little bit before he decided to sharpen his skill. Like that transition from that number 8 to that 24, when Kobe all right, man, I'm finna lock in on the jump shot. I'm finna sharpen up on the 3 ball. Get the footwork, all that. Ant shows glimpses of all that ability, but he relies too much on just the fact that he has that bag. I think when he gets older, I see, how old is Ant right now? Like 24, 25?
Yeah, 24.
I think when Ant gets around 27, that's when players hit their peak. Around 27, that's when Ant will have that, refined game where, okay, it's more predicated on his skill and getting to where he wants to be versus just relying on the nuclear athleticism that he possesses. So, that's my take on Ant right now as well. I think he's just still young. Just like young Mike and young Kobe, they were just hell-bent on, just flashing the athleticism. But I do think the injuries like that knee injury and the runner's knee and all that stuff it's gonna force him to calm down, develop that post game, like how he did this offseason. He hit up Jordan, like, yo, give me some pointers on the post game, and we seen it. But I don't think he relies on that skill or his, shot creation enough. I do think he relies too much on his athleticism and sometimes just plays like hero ball. Like I really think he just, once he decides to harness and focus and lock in on the skill that he has, bro, like getting to his spots and everything, bro, he'll be great. But I just think it's just a matter of him just like, falling back and just locking in, bro. Because right now he's just fucking around out there.
Okay. Mike, you got anything to add to that, or? I guess not. But yeah, I get the point about Wemby. My thoughts on the series thus far. I mean, I'll give a little more credit to Ant. I think his game is a little more polished, and it showed these last 2 years, not just this year. But I do think he can fundamentally clean up his technique a little bit. His footwork can be a little better in terms of the posted area itself. But I think who Ant is, I just believe he'll never be that back to the basket kind of guy. I think he wants to be that blow by space creator, space eater kind of dude. And that's why he reminds me so much of D Wade. Like, yeah, D Wade later on in his career posted up more and stuff like that. But D Wade was always a lightning in a bottle kind of player where like blow past you, get to the rim, finish over, the Giants down there, things of that nature, athletic, strong, like that's who he was. But I think Ant is going to develop that game, his game, a little more because of the fact that he's more skillful than what D-Wade was as a shooter and as a shot creator. Like D-Wade could create jump shots, but it wasn't his forte. And I think it can make that his go-to. But as far as this series go, I think the Spurs still find a way to take the series, but it's gonna be tough, man, if you got Victor Wembanyama playing smaller than what he is because he's shell shocked, bro. He just looked like someone who was out there trying to figure it out as the game went on, and he just couldn't. And we're gonna see, bro. I think it's gonna be tough for him, dog. Because like I said, I expect the Wolves to keep that same intensity. Like that's how they play. That's who they are. So I expect them to stay the same way they've been playing. But Mike, you know? No, I don't know what Mike on that. But all right, let's get off into some NFL stories, man. I want to talk to you a little bit NFL. So the Giants did sign DJ Reader, y'all. DJ Reader signed a 2-year deal. I believe it was worth $15 million with the New York Giants. They, of course, signed him to help replace the departure of the Dexter Lawrence. So, Breeze, what's your thoughts on the DJ Reader signing for the Giants, man?
Solid pickup. I don't think he's that Dexter Lawrence caliber player, but I do believe it's a solid pickup. And it looks like what they're doing so far is that they're going all in on speedy playmakers. So I think by theory, what they believe is if we put someone that can clog the middle, and we have, a bunch of speed rushers on our team, like, we have I forgot their whole roster, bro, but they have a bunch of like speed demons, bunch of pass rushing monsters on there, and then they got like I made a list, bro. Like I completely like just nerfed on the
It's
Giants.
just Thibodeau, Carter,
Yeah, bro. Like they have a bunch of speed freaks out there. Like I really believe that they think that okay, if we maximize on all these guys that we have, and we're really in depth with our pass rush rotation and our speed guys, bro, we can make up for some of that effect that Dexter Lawrence was bringing because we're have so much depth at pass rush and at the linebacker position. So like I said, just to fill in the blank for what Dexter Lawrence left behind, I don't like it because, like I said, I don't think DJ Reader is a Dexter Lawrence caliber player. But in theory, I can see the idea behind it. But now it has to come into fruition. Like everything has to hit on all cylinders, honestly, because, like I said, man, DJ Reader is not a Dexter Lawrence kind of guy. But I can see why they did that, bro. It's like addition by subtraction, or like trying to put a cog in the system. Like you would rather have a bunch of well-rounded parts to complement, a potential weak point versus just one great point to try to overcompensate for a bunch of weak spots on your defense. So if I look at it like that, I can kind of fuck with the move.
We're gonna see, man. What you got, Mike?
I don't know, man. He I think he's been hurt the last couple of years. He was with the Lions at first. They paid him. Then they paid McNeil, and they also drafted Talik Williams at D tackle. So he was kind of the odd man out. So I figured he would get cut. And so, I mean, he's a good player. He's not great. He's not like a needle mover, but at the same time, uh, their philosophy as far as the pass rush has not necessarily been the best. Like it's not consistent. Like even with having Dexter Lawrence, who was obviously a much better defensive tackle, they weren't getting home as much as they should have, considering you got Burns, Carter, and Thibodeau. Kayvon to me is gonna be the odd man out. He's been the odd man out uh, since they drafted Carter. To be honest, I mean it's kind of like the writing was on the wall, but they refused to trade him for whatever reason. I don't know why, but either way it goes, I think the Giant Harbaugh's defensive mind, I guess, is not necessarily. It's not the best. He's had really good talent. He's not like a defensive genius, so it kind of gives me concern. I feel like they'll score enough points this year versus last year consistently to where he won't have to necessarily have an elite defense, but they can be as long as they're 12 to 15 range. I think they'll be all right. I think DJ Reader helps that. I don't know if they drafted a D tackle in the draft this year. It was D line heavy this year as far as depth wise in the draft. I don't know if they addressed it in the draft. So, I mean, he brings a veteran presence. So, we know Harbaugh likes veterans. So, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, for me personally, I think the sign of DJ Reader is just them trying to replace the presence of Dexter Lawrence. And like I told y'all before in the chat, man, like I think Dexter Lawrence is one of the ones for real, man. I think he can play. I think he's a guy that's immensely talented. Last year he played through a elbow injury throughout the season. I think that really hampered him. But even with him still being there, he clearly opened up that defense for guys like Brian Burns, like Kevin Thibodeau. Like these guys have more opportunities to go 1v1 because he's pretty much getting double teamed every play. He has the highest double rate in the league. Like, well, the year before last and this year, this past season, I think he was like the third highest or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of eyes that are on him, and DJ Reader can come in and be a solid run protector. You know, he's a good run stopper. He was a great one with the Bengals. He got to the Lions, fought off a few injuries, so we'll see what happens now. But as far as the move go, I think it's a solid move, but I don't think it moves the needle for me in terms of what I view the Giants to be. So it's it's just a move. I think they got him from solid money. I don't think they overpaid him. I don't think he underpaid. I just think it's a solid around move. But before we move off into more NFL talk, I forgot to bring up the discussion between Draymond Green and Austin Rivers, man. And I don't know if y'all seen what was going on and what happened between them two, but essentially, Austin Rivers went at Draymond Green because, like how some people have said, like Emmanuel Acho, Stephen A. at times, they've said Draymond Green essentially speaks as if he is the creme de la creme. Like he's the one that pretty much created this dynasty and made it go. Like he's the motor. And Austin Rivers, I remember speaking on the fact that, he was the number one player in the nation. Draymond doesn't know what that is or how that feels to be that he was this guy that was sought after. But Draymond speaks as if he was this guy that was this hot commodity or someone who was just highly recruited and things of that nature. When in fact he's just a beneficiary of the situation. Like not that he's not a contributor, but he is more of a beneficiary than he is someone who just paved the way to a dynasty. So, what's your thoughts on what you think about the whole?
Man, it's I don't know, man. I do think Austin Rivers just at times he does come off as a bit bitter from time to time because his career didn't pan out the way he believed it was. A lot of people look at him like a nepo baby because we're not gonna lie, Doc did get him a couple opportunities in the league when it wasn't working out for him. He was highly regarded, supposed to be, one of those ones, and it didn't work out. But I do think, just still harping on high school and college accomplishments when we finally get to the greatest team game, it's kind of just, like, all right, Austin, you were that guy. You got every award in high school and college, but the point is, when you get to the NBA, everybody is somebody. The last man on the bench was somebody. Now, what can you do to stand out amongst the greats that are in your current day playing field? And I feel like, I watched Draymond Green at Michigan State, brother. He was more of a scorer. Like Draymond Green, I don't know if you ever seen Draymond at Michigan State, but he had a bag, bro. He was out there shooting. He was mid-range. He was ISO. He was posting up. But then to transition into the league, to make that graceful transition, I believe that's harder to do than actually join the league and then dominate, bro. I really do believe that. Like, if you're an all-time bucket getter in college, I do believe it's more difficult to actually join the league and become like a dominant facilitator or playmaker versus just continue what you always been doing. And for what we say about Draymond, we must admit, bro, he has records, bro. Triple doubles with steals. Like, he had a triple double with, I think, 2 points, but had like 11 steals and 11 assists and 10 rebounds. Like, the defensive masterclass, the defensive excellence, the defensive player of the years, showing up big time in NBA finals and things like that. I don't think Austin Rivers has room to argue about that. Because like I said, bro, yeah, you did it in high school and in college, but these are the pros. These are the professionals. This is the best of the best, bro. Like, let's be real. When you're in college, bro, you're going to play against some bums. Like, let's be real, T. You're going to play against some bums. You're going to give a bum 40 or 50 points, whatever. But when you get to the league, the top 1% of hoopers in the world, and you stand out, like, I know we say Draymond is this and this, but he stands out, brother. He holds his weight, man. He plays his defense. He play makes. He whatever he does, bro. Draymond's contribution can't go unnoticed. It can't go slandered. It can't go slighted. No nothing. So with everything, man, I think Austin Rivers just does come off as a bit bitter because his career didn't pan out to what he thought it would be. Because like I said, I thought he would be one of those ones. I remember watching the Celtics training camp, bro. He would come in the summer, and he was killing the vets, bro. He was giving Ray buckets. He was giving Paul Pierce buckets. Kevin Garnett made him cry and go home. But come on, that's Kevin Garnett, bro. But he was cooking NBA vets, bro. So so everybody thought he was going to be one of those ones. He was next up, and then pan out like that. So, Austin just got to take the L, man. It is what it is. But, to try to discredit Draymond, like, we're not putting him in, that LeBron James, Mike, Kobe, or Steph conversation. But, we got to give him his props, bro, because he came in and he carved out a niche in the league. Even if you're, let's say, a 15, 20-year journeyman, the object of the league is to stay in the league as long as you can. And Draymond Green stayed in the league as long as he can, and he did it in a way that was not conducive to what he did in college. And he carved himself out a borderline. No, I would say he's Hall of Fame. He carved himself out a Hall of Fame career from it. So that's my view on it.
Okay. I agree. I do think, I don't know if I agree with the fact that Austin Rivers is a little bitter or, he's hurt in a sense by his failures or his shortcomings in his career. But I do believe, hold on, we got a comment. You said, you all tricks. You have no bum knowledge. Okay, bro. I mean, you're more than welcome to comment whatever you believe, brother. But Draymond Green, listen, regardless of how we feel about Draymond, regardless of what I said, what Bree say, regardless of what you say, like, Draymond Green is one of the best contributors to that Warriors dynasty, and he's one of the biggest pivotal pieces to that Warriors dynasty, and there's no denying that. So for Austin Reeves to make it seem as if we're trying to make it seem like we're like going to belittle what Draymond Green was to the Warriors, I mean, we just simply can't. And that's not, again, this is coming from someone that has said, I think Draymond Green could have been replaced. But at the same time, we see what it is with him. Like, this was a dynasty team. He was the defensive engine on. This was a team that he literally was the best playmaker some years for them. And as well as the fact that he's the guy who was the tone setter, bro. He was the vocal and emotional leader. Like, yes, you could say he got over the top sometimes and things of that nature, but he was still the guy that rallied the troops as a player in a sense. And his role for that team is just as important as any other role on that team. Now you could argue some roles are more essential in terms of like what it is on the court, but he was the guy that always seemed to make it come back as whole in a sense. Because when they started to, go into games and they was kind of losing their momentum, or they wasn't setting the tone like they wanted to. Like he was the guy that slowed down the pace, brought the ball up court, set up plays, set up the defense. So that stuff matters. So I think Austin Rivers just never got to a point in his career where he was ever that important. So now he has to boast about individual accolades that he accomplished 15, 20 years ago. And bro, it doesn't matter, bro. Like it is what it is now. Like we're talking about NBA careers. We're talking about what you was as an NBA player. Like your career does not stack up with Draymond Green's, and that's just what it is. It's not. It's no disrespect. It's just the truth. But some people, view it differently, bro. But what's up, Will?
What's poppin', bro?
Not much, man. We talking about Austin Rivers and Draymond Green situation. I don't know if you looked into it or read on it, but what you got on it? If you got any thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, I guess they kind of both make valuable points, but I would probably say I'm leaning more so towards Draymond's side. It's kind of like, yeah, like you can pretty much say like you're more talented than me or whatever the case may be, and talk about I got carried or whatever the case may be. But one thing you can't say is that you're a better NBA talent. Hold up 1 second.
But yeah, currently a score update right now for the Philly and the New York games. If y'all not paying attention to it, the New York Knicks is up 1.8988. Mine might be a little behind because I am watching it on live stream, but the Knicks are in the bonus. There's 30 seconds left in the third quarter for those who aren't watching. And y'all
It's
want to just a
89,
little score
89.
update for the game. Yeah, because the Philly at the free throw line now, they haven't started shooting on my side. Josh Hart has hurt his hand, it seems like, too.
And I put this man on my parlay, dog.
Yeah, so I don't know how severe
rebounds
the
and
injury is,
assists,
but
man.
he got
Put him for the
like he got
rebound
some
and
kind of
assists, and he broke my heart, dog. But I don't know, man. It's crazy, man.
What's crazy?
This whole Austin Rivers, Draymond Green back and forth, man. This is crazy, dog.
It seems like once every 2-3 months, Draymond has a back and forth with some former player. So it's like it doesn't really shock me.
Yeah, true.
And
like
that's why I said.
No, finish what you were saying, bro.
No, but that's why I said what I said. I'm like, I'm not shocked that people are calling Draymond out for holding himself to such a standard of greatness that whether you think he earned it or not, or whether or not he's attained it, I should say, or not, is up to you. That's up to your perception. You feel me? But at the end of the day, Draymond Green's a champion. He's a DPOY. He's a multiple-time first All-NBA defensive player. This is a guy who's going to go down as a Hall of Fame player. So it's like, regardless of how you feel about him, his legacy is set, bro. That jersey's going to get retired more than likely. And he's going to be in the Hall, bro. So it's like, at that point, it really don't matter how you feel, bro. To just be honest, it don't.
And then the biggest flex, think about it. If he doesn't, let's say if he retires a Warrior, his biggest flex is I did it with one franchise. I was Kobe, Dirk Nowitzki type. You get me? Like I stayed loyal to one franchise and held it down. Like that's a big flex, bro. Like it's a major flex, man.
Yeah, that does matter. But yeah, I mean, I don't put too much emphasis on it when it's a great team because I mean he came into a pretty good situation, but
they was,
when it's
bro,
like
ass when they got him, bro.
They had talent though. They just was battling injuries. Steph was battling his ankle injury. You had Clay, who was there, veteran. He got better progressively. Like whether you talking about Monte Ellis, we talking about Steven Jackson, like they weren't not bad from a talent perspective. They just had no guidance. That
Bro,
was the
what the heck?
problem.
Monte Ellis was gone, bro. Remember they traded him for Andrew Bogut.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like I'm just saying the Warriors in general. They never was deprived of talent. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about when Draymond got there. I'm about to say, boy, what the hell? Monte was a buck.
Nah, no. I'm not talking about because that's when he was with Brandon Jennings. I remember. I'm just saying like the Warriors were never deprived of talent at any point, in my opinion, in these last couple years. Like not even couple years. This last 15 years, bro. They've never been deprived of talent, in my opinion. Like they just didn't have guidance, bro. Like they didn't have no real like. I wouldn't say coaching because I don't think Steve Kerr came in and implemented the game, but I think Mark Jackson did that. So it's like, huh?
That man didn't do shit. Fuck Steve Kerr.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. They needed the guidance. They needed the scheme to help make everyone the best version of themselves. And plus, they just needed Steph healthy. I mean, when Steph got healthy, he became what he became. The rest is history.
What you were saying, Will?
But
No, I made my point. Like, I think I lean on the side of Draymond because he's just been the more productive NBA player. Like you can say whatever you want about your talent and how much better you are, and I'm trash on offense or whatever you want to say. But I just have been better than you in the NBA. Like, all that talent shit can go out the window, bro. What have you produced? You barely get on rosters. You know what I mean? Like, and not even to be funny, but that's real shit. Like, you're barely on rosters, bro. Like, your name carried more weight than your ability than your ability to produce in the NBA, and that's a shame.
Damn, killer.
yeah, man. At the end of the day, man,
You
I
have to
look
do
at
it
it
like
like
that, killer.
I'm just saying, bro. If I was Draymond, I'd have went crazy on him. No pause. Like, like, whoa, he'd have had to delete his little podcast or whatever he'd be doing in his car, whatever that is.
I mean, I feel like Draymond gonna have his way in regardless of how it goes down.
Yeah.
You know he gonna get on the feet.
Yeah.
So it's like, at the end of the day, bro, I just feel as if you can't argue with the success, though. Like, it's like you can feel however you want to feel about your individual player. You can feel however you want to feel about the talent you and him are. Like, that's all you feel me, subjective. But objectively speaking, bro, the man simply had a better career than you, bro. Like, it is what it is, though. Like, it's no arguing that. It's just simply facts. Like, he's a champion. He's an award winner in this league. He was named. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Austin Rivers has made the All-NBA defensive team before, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
What the fuck?
I thought he made All-NBA defensive team. He never made one.
I ain't never seen Austin Rivers lock up. Boy, hold on. Let me fact check that, boy.
I don't know if he did or not. He was high regarded as a good defensive guard. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he ever made one or not.
Well, when you said All NBA defensive,
I think the talking point was just that he could defend as a guard. I don't think he was ever like.
Nah, boy, that boy ain't never make an All NBA shit.
Oh, he did.
He made All NBA and most overrated players.
He ain't make a motherfucking thing, boy. See, you see how TB lying, bro?
I never said he did. I never said he did make it. I said I thought he did. I literally
said, hey, Will, what he said the other day? Aaron Donald had what? Like 6 seasons, 18 sacks?
I did.
Hey, this nigga T said he had 17 sacks every year of his career, bro. I couldn't believe it.
I had to wait.
You see how light-skinned niggas be dragging it? Nah,
bro, I had to sit there and do the math because I'm like, he got like 114 or 110 sacks. So 17 over 8-9 years. Nah, boy. Nah,
I never said nigga had 17 to 8-9 years. I said back to back. See, y'all niggas be ODing, bro.
Boy, nigga,
I admitted to being wrong, bro. Like, god damn. But nah, though. So at the end of the day, though, I'm glad Mike back because we need that DeMar DeRozan take. I ain't gonna lie. But
no, we don't, bro. We don't need that shit, bro. Nobody wants to hear that stupid ass shit, bro.
We need that shit on camera. Yes, we do.
This nigga's always saying L's. What else did I just say was an L that he said? Mike Evans is a top 15
I
receiver.
don't know. You breathing now. You see how y'all change the shit every time y'all open y'all mouth and lie. First it was
Yeah,
top
they like
20. Now
that.
I
They
said
like
he was
that
top
exaggerate,
15.
Mike. That's what they
Nigga
do.
just be lying just cause.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was 5
Wow.
people.
Nigga, that's a
He-
5
he-
slots
he-
of
he
different
finally
players.
found somebody to
That's a big
compliment
deal,
him as a
nigga.
loser.
And you was still wrong, nigga. What the fuck you
I
talking
wasn't
about?
wrong, nigga. The production
You were.
speaks for itself.
You were wrong.
No, nigga, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're
All
a
right, fuck it,
child.
man. Let's
You're a
end it
fucking
with this.
child.
Look, Mike. Listen. The floor is yours, brother. Tell me why you think DeMar DeRozan would have won that title with the Toronto Raptors.
Hey, man, after much research and due diligence, brother, first of all, let's get this out of the way before I even explain this shit, because niggas gonna try to run with it and drag it. DeMar DeRozan is not a better player than Kawhi Leonard. So
No
we're
doubt.
not saying that at all. So we're gonna make because you niggas like to play stupid. So I'm gonna make it real simple for the idiots in the back. DeMar DeRozan is not a better player than Kawhi Leonard. However, if you swap DeMar DeRozan out with Kawhi Leonard, just for that 2019 season, that's all I'm talking about. I believe the Raptors would have still won a championship. If everything stays the same. You just swapped them 2 players out.
Okay.
Realistically speaking, I looked up their playoff numbers overall. They average about the same amount of points, rebounds, and assists. I think Kawhi has the edge on rebounds by 1 or 2, and then DeMar averages 1 or 2 more assists. But their numbers are literally damn near identical over their careers in the playoff. Only person that really stopped DeMar from advancing was LeBron for real. That's the only person that was really whooping his ass consistently. That he couldn't get over. He couldn't beat LeBron. And literally the year LeBron leaves is the year they trade the nigga to the Spurs. He still went to the West and made the playoffs with the Spurs. They didn't win, obviously. I think they played the Nuggets that year in the playoffs in the first round, lost 4-1. But I mean, the Nuggets actually were really good that year. But nonetheless, I think he would have went to the championship with
Hello,
that team.
let him keep going, Will. Let him keep going.
All right.
He went to the championship, and realistically speaking, you gotta think. So Kawhi went what 7? Kawhi Leonard was on a run for sure. Individually, he was snapping, but he hit that shot. What the shot game was that? Game 7, Eastern Conference Finals or second round against the Sixers, right?
Yeah.
Where he hit every part of the rim known to man. So
Hey,
with
yo.
that shot,
Hey, yo.
this nigga this is stupid. Anyway, so he hit pretty much every part of the goddamn basketball hoop possible, and that shit dropped. Great shot, incredible shot. But realistically speaking, if you swap out their production, it's the same. Neither one of them was just losing their shit. The East was not that strong that year. I think he beats that team if he's able to get the same. Like I said, nothing changes. You still got to get to the finals. KD still gets hurt. Klay Thompson still gets hurt. I think that him on that Raptors team does enough. I looked at the records. I matched up their records in both conferences, both years. It was 50 wins, 55. It was the 1 seed, 2 seed, 1 seed, 1 seed over that 4-year span leading up to that 2019 season. So, only person they couldn't beat was Bron, to be honest. And so, if he gets to the finals, which I think he beats everybody else in the East, I think he beats the Sixers, I think he beats the Pacers, and whoever else. I think it was the Bucks that year as well. That's when they just decided to pretty much put a wall in front of Giannis and just not let him dunk. And he couldn't do anything else. Like he couldn't figure out a floater, a 5-footer, nothing.
I get to talk first, please.
Can I ask something real quick before we move on? I just want to ask one question.
Go ahead, brother.
Just one question. You know, you said they put a wall in front of Giannis, right?
Correct.
Was DeMar DeRozan gonna fucking guard Giannis? Because Kawhi was clamping him up.
Kawhi didn't have to guard Giannis. They literally put a wall of defenders.
Mike, please go watch the series, bro. Please.
Bro, he didn't. The first 2 games, Milwaukee was up 2-0.
Mike.
And then they decided they built a wall.
Mike, please
go
watch.
They were up 2-0 with him guarding him, bro.
We gotta remember. They played the Magic, then they played the Bucks, then they played the Sixers. So, bro, like, first of all, this is what
the Magic weren't good, but yeah, the other 2.
We gotta understand one thing, bro. Kawhi Leonard went on that historic playoff run that season, bro. Like, to sit there and just throw in their averages I think that's.
Thank you. I was about to ask him what Kawhi averaged in those series specifically.
Kawhi, that playoff run was literally historically great as a scorer. That's never been DeMar DeRozan, bro.
Yeah, but you also have to look at the shit that went his way on top of just.
Bro, no, you don't, bro.
Well, no, you do. Nigga, everything is the same. The injuries are the same. Everything happens the exact same way. You're just swapping them 2 out. I believe DeMar DeRozan could have done the same shit.
To the finals.
I'm not discrediting that, bro.
Okay,
I already made it clear he's the better player.
Okay, can I ask a question?
In that Eastern Conference, had already shown he could beat every team except
Mike.
I think he beat the Sixers.
Mike, what were Kawhi's averages in those series?
He averaged for that playoff run. He averaged 30 a game.
No, not in Not
Not for the 2019.
No, I'm not saying in all
You
of them
saying
combined. I'm
individual
saying
series, like
if
the
you
first,
go
second,
break
third
them
round?
down series by series, you're telling me DeMar DeRozan can give you all the production that Kawhi gave you.
Hey, can
and plus the defense.
Can I read this to y'all real quick?
Yeah, please.
Okay. The turning point of the 2019 series. After losing the first two games, Kawhi requested to guard Giannis, shifting away from guarding him only 13% in games 1 and 2 to 47% to the remainder of the series.
Yeah.
When guarded by Leonard, Antetokounmpo was held to 5 of 19 over a 75 possession span. During the Eastern Conference Finals, Kawhi averaged 30, 10, and 5, limiting Giannis' scoring output by 7 points from 29 to 22. Now,
don't forget, hold on, wait, Breeze. Let me just add this. Don't forget, he told Nick Nurse that they said, "What are we gonna do to switch?"
He said, "I got this."
He said, I'm guarding Giannis. Like that's
now. One more. Leading the Raptors to 4 straight wins in games 3 through 5 itself, Kawhi Leonard held Giannis. Giannis, the guy, he doesn't shoot jumpers. He just dunked, right, Will? He held Giannis to 9 of 27 shooting. Nigga, you missing 18 layups? What that tell you? DeMar DeRozan doing that? No, he's not.
What
brother.
that tells you is they built the wall and forced him.
Oh my God, bro! This thing, all right,
they literally talked about it the entire fucking series.
We'll end the take right here.
Y'all niggas retarded as fuck.
You
They literally talked about the shit after that series.
DeMar DeRozan is a bum, bro. Let's go on.
Nobody said the nigga was a better player. Y'all keep talking like I'm saying the nigga's a better player.
No, we're not. We're talking like we know basketball, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm done. Because DeMar DeRozan is not going to Nick Nurse and saying, "I got this." Giannis would have went
for 50 every game. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? They built the wall. How, bro? And his coverage on him went up almost like to 51-52% versus the first two games.
You act like the nigga guarded him every fucking possession. You just said it went up to what, 40% or whatever.
If it goes from 13% to 52, Mike, do you know how much?
Nigga, you said 47, not 52. Which one is it, nigga?
Mike, that was 3 through 5. It went to 47. From 5 to the remaining of the games, bro, it went to 52 in total.
Bro, they won 4 straight. So one more game.
Mike, yes, that mean that last game he extra locked in on the nigga. That's the point.
Hey, yeah.
Mike, come on, man.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is like what Gino said, man. It said this DeMar DeRozan hill is crazy.
It's not a hill, bro.
I really said,
first of all, the nigga
averaged 25 and
the nigga literally just
wasn't.
The nigga just didn't win the chip, bro. Like the nigga ran into LeBron. Like who fought?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. DeRozan is a bum. All right,
even if in 2019, bro, they're not beating the Bucks and the Sixers.
They're not even beating the Magic, bro.
They're not even beating us.
They're not beating that.
Well,
they've literally been the one seed in that conference with those same fucking teams in effect, by the way. And what are you talking about? It was the 1 seed the last 2-3 years before that. The 1 and 2 seed the last 2 years before that with them same damn teams.
Bro, yeah, regular season is different from the playoffs, bro.
I understand that, but they had to beat those teams during the regular season too, bro.
When did they beat the Bucks? When they beat the Bucks?
I said they had the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, 1 and 2 seed over the 4-year span, including 2019. Obviously, when Kawhi got there, they still were the 1 seed, I believe.
Mike,
okay, question. Hold on.
What I'm saying, y'all saying they wouldn't have beat these teams. I'm saying they literally had to beat these teams. They played these teams every fucking year, and we're beating these teams.
Mike, what other what teams did they beat in the playoffs those years when they were the number 1 seed?
I know one year they lost to LeBron is, huh?
And don't even say none, Mike. What teams did they beat?
I don't remember who they were seeded
against. They played trash niggas, won, and then ran into someone who was good and got smoked.
Not even teams.
So the Eastern Conference. So are we saying the Eastern Conference got suddenly better in the year?
Bro, no, the Eastern Conference is trash, bro.
Right. So then what? Nigga, so the Eastern Conference was trash regardless. It was trash when DeMar was there. It was trash when he left, right?
But the point is, Kawhi went on a historic run. Bro, they beat the worst team in the conference.
And
then they lost to LeBron, and you're making it seem like LeBron was it. They finally played a good team and lost, bro. LeBron, okay. You know what?
They lost to LeBron every time they saw him.
They played a good guy. Because if we being real, those Cavs teams, bro, that 2018 Cavs team, we saw Rodney Hood and fucking
Jordan Clark,
Wash, Darren Williams, and Jordan. Like, come on, bro.
Do y'all feel like? So let me ask this question then. So if LeBron stays in the East, does Kawhi still get to the finals?
DeMar DeRozan don't either. So that's
I didn't say that. You answered the fucking question, nigga.
But I'm
Bro,
saying,
telling you
we can't say that because we don't know how Cleveland would have shaped the roster.
We saw that it never mattered how they shaped the roster, nigga. They got to the finals 4 years in a row with bums.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know what they would have done the following year to the roster had they kept LeBron.
Brother,
The reason
it
they
wouldn't
were
have
able to
mattered
make
what they
moves,
did to the roster, nigga. They were surrounded them with bums after they traded Kyrie for broke down fucking Isaiah Thomas.
So Mike, what you mean to tell me is you really believe in your heart of hearts?
I just said you could have got to the finals, dog.
Hold on. All I'm gonna say is we're making it seem like Kawhi ain't never beat LeBron in the finals, bro.
That's not
So,
what
like,
we're talking about.
So no. What I'm saying is you're talking about, oh well, they ran into LeBron, they went into LeBron. Kawhi has beat him in a series before, bro. So I'm not
Look
saying
at who he
that,
was with when he beat him, nigga.
bro.
The
It
fuck
does
we
not
talking
matter, bro.
How
I'm
the fuck does that
bro.
not
I'm
matter?
naming. Because you number one, you just tried to go off averages over their career.
You literally just said it doesn't matter who he was with. The nigga was with 3 other Hall of Famers when he beat him. The fuck are you talking about?
Okay,
When
bro.
has he ever beat LeBron in a playoff series where he was the best player on his team? LeBron was
How
the best
many
player on
times
his
did he
team.
play LeBron after San Antonio?
He played
in the
him
playoff
twice.
series?
He played him twice in the playoffs. He won. LeBron won 2013. He won 2014.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've ever played. I don't think they've ever played in the playoffs since LeBron been in the West.
No, they have not. But
Yeah, so they haven't played.
Look, but my whole thing is, bro, like even if you want to say LeBron still beats the Kawhi Leonard led Raptors, I mean that doesn't change the argument because it's like at the end of the day, not one of them are beating LeBron and the Cavs, those Cavs teams, bro. So it's like, and we're just going off of that year solely, and we're saying, okay,
I'm just talking about 2019. That's it. I just said I think the nigga could have got him to the finals.
But that's what I'm talking about. If we're plopping DeMar DeRozan in exchange for Kawhi Leonard, bro. You will have to say or live with the notion that DeMar DeRozan is going to go on this great run at the bare minimum to get them to the finals, and he's never done that, bro. Like he's like you put averages aside, all that bullshit, right? Just look at these games when these games matter most, when the minutes matter most, bro. He is horrible in crunch time, bro. He's one of the worst performers in the playoffs, especially when it comes to need to having moments or need a bucket. Like he's not getting a stop like Kawhi. He's not getting a bucket like Kawhi. And he's not this. Kawhi Leonard at that point was viewed as the best player in the league, bro. We've never even said DeMar DeRozan was the best shooting guard in the league, let alone the best player in the league. Like it's like, versus it's a different level that you have to go to get to certain points. And that's never been DeMar. That's not him. And I like DeMar DeRozan. He cool. He's a good player. But nah, bro, we ain't gonna sit here and talk like this nigga would have reached that level, bro. He's never done it. There's no reason to believe he could.
Niggas gave an unreasonable DeMar DeRozan take on averages across their playoff career. To say that DeMar DeRozan could do what he did, knowing that he don't play defense.
What I said was,
no, nigga, I am talking.
The
It's your turn
out,
to shut up.
They score. No, your turn to shut up is all the time, nigga.
Bro, you don't even got the camera on. You're sweating bacon grease and shit back there trying.
You're literally fumbling over your words with that rough ass.
If we saying stupid shit, I feel like
Velcro face ass nigga.
I feel like if we put Trevon Diggs in primetime era, he would have been better than Prime. Since we saying stupid shit,
nah,
that's how I feel.
But my thing is, bro, you use career averages to argue a specific year where Kawhi went on one of the best playoff runs that any of us have ever seen live.
Mike had 2 weeks to form a thesis.
And then on top of what he did offensively, there's no competition on the defensive side of the rock, bro.
That's not what we needed to happen.
Bro, can I talk, bro? Why you keep arguing, bro? There's no competition on the defensive side of the rock there. On top of the fact, you use LeBron as the deciding factor. And when I presented you with the fact that no matter what you want to say, oh, look who he was with. Look who LeBron played with. You act like LeBron went there with the Cavaliers. Hell no, nah, bro. He had a good team too.
LeBron went where with the Cavaliers? What are you talking about?
When you said
when you said that
look who Kawhi played with when he beat LeBron in the finals.
Oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
He still won, bro. He still went out there and was the best defender on either team. He was the most impactful defender on either team.
Okay. They gave a nigga finals MVP for stopping LeBron, and the nigga averaged 28 points a game. I'm just saying. That okay?
Bro, you can't go off averages overall. You have to go off what somebody did when they guarded them, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why you're using these garbage ass
He
numbers.
was the
for DeMar
primary
DeRozan.
defender, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? The same way y'all just said he decided to guard Young. He was the primary defender during that
Okay,
series as
bro.
well.
All right, bro. You got it, bro. All right, what's next, D?
I'm
All
just
right, hey, T, you got room for a segment, man. I think I want to pop off a segment, man.
go ahead, brother. The floor is yours, bro.
All right, man. So I'm glad we got all the fellas here. Mike, turn your camera on, man. We want to see you, nigga.
You can't, bro.
No, we needed to see him during that date.
For real.
That was,
Anyway,
this DeMar DeRozan here, boy.
All right, good.
It's
Good,
not a
Breeze.
hill. It's all good.
so basically, we're gonna go off pro sports what ifs. Like basically, we know what happened to these players, but what if it didn't happen? What do you guys think their career would have been? How do you guys think their impact would have shaped their respective sports? You get me? So we're gonna go all there. All right. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 players. All right.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna start off. I don't know if y'all remember or know about this guy, but Len Bias. I'm gonna give y'all some background. Len Bias was Jordan's rival in college.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be drafted to Boston. He was supposed to be what Jordan was, but he died of a cocaine overdose. So, no, it was a cocaine overdose, bro. It was but he went crazy after the draft. So, I want to know what y'all. Again? You said what?
Who drafted him again?
He was supposed to go to Boston, man.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Y'all killed him, bro. The racists got in there and laced his jaw.
That's messed up, man. But anyway, what do y'all think?
Supposedly.
What do y'all think his impact would have been on the NBA, given that he was just mopping the floor with Jordan in college, man? What do you guys think?
Celtics would have went on a tear, bro. Jordan probably would have won one ring.
Mind you, he was supposed to be drafted to, help relieve those last couple years with Larry Bird with the back injury and everything. So what do you guys think?
If Len Bias lived, Jordan wouldn't even be in these conversations like he is now. It would have been a whole story.
I don't know if I necessarily say that, but I think the ring argument changes a lot. I think Jordan's still one of them guys that he would have been in, top 5 player conversations. I mean, that's just who he was, impact on a team's success. But I don't think that it would have been the same conversation. Like, I think so much shit changes in the league. Like, you can't even predict 10 years in the future. Like,
what you think, Mike?
I think the Celtics would have got a couple more.
I think Larry would have probably had 5 instead of 3. Probably could have helped drag out the end of his career a little further. Like you said, with the back injuries, and kind of shorten his career. So I think Larry might have got 4 or 5. He definitely had more than 3.
Shout out to Larry though, man. He injured his back fixing his mom's driveway. All that money, he decided to do concrete work in the driveway by himself. Shout out to Larry, man. Next name.
Crazy.
What if Josh Gordon wasn't an addict?
He stayed on that same trajectory?
That same trajectory.
I mean, listen, I'm going to say this. I don't know how good he is if he's not an addict. I don't know
this
if
nigga here is insane.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
We can say the same about LT, bro, because LT said it.
LT was different, bro.
Mike, no, you don't know that nigga. Nigga, shut up. What I'm saying is some of the hardest workers I know are drug addicts. They work as hard as they want to work so they can go get paid and they can go get high. They can go get drunk. You know what I mean? They're working because they know they got to supply their need. I know people who got sober and they ain't work as hard. They was happy to not work as hard because they ain't have to supply a need. So I'm not saying he wouldn't have been the same guy. I think it could have swayed either way. I think there's 2 ultimatums that are directly, what is that called? Perpendicular. Either he would have been one of the best ever, or he would have probably been more of an average player. I don't think there's no in between.
I think if he's not an addict, I think he goes down as one of the best deep threats the game has ever seen, bro.
Like, he was cooking with bums, bro.
Because even at Baylor, bro, man he was just different, bro. But temptation. So
now the next name, we're gonna look at this from 2 perspectives. Number 1, what if Calvin Johnson never got drafted by the Lions? And then number two, what if he never retired because he didn't get drafted by the Lions?
He'll be unquestionably the best receiver ever played football.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, who the fuck knows? He could have went to the Browns. And then he really wouldn't have been the best receiver ever because he wouldn't have played in the division.
But in his hypothetical, he said if he never got drafted by the Lions. So I'm assuming that's you operating off the assumption he would go in a better situation to not retire. So, yeah, if he goes
possible, but he would have still been picked by a trash team, bro.
That's like saying even if he would have went to the Patriots, because like the Patriots is rumored to make a push for him. If he would have went to the Patriots, yeah, with Brady.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure he would have been the best receiver ever. But then they also could have went to the Browns. He could have went to the Jets. He could have went to the Dolphins. Nigga, fuck you mean? Like this nigga could have went anywhere trash, bro. Like we don't really know.
Hey, Ryan Tannehill and Megatron.
He couldn't even say that shit with a straight face.
I don't know, though. AT, what you think, man?
But all jokes aside, though, like, you know what I mean? He could have went to the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers wasn't really that good. Like, he could have went a lot of places other than just to a great team.
They had to go to a great team. Could have been just a solid, good team. He still would have been that. As long as the team wasn't just absolutely a dumpster fire, he would have been all right. Like, the Lions were a dumpster fire. He still was elite. So...
But what I'm saying is a lot of other teams didn't have as good quarterback situations. He could have went to the Texans.
That nigga wasn't playing with Matt Stafford his whole career.
I know that, bro. But
he got drafted in.
But there was also worse quarterbacks than.
It was just 3 years. I think it was just 2 years he didn't play with Stafford, bro.
Yeah, it was just 2 or 3 years. You said what?
Who was worse than Dan Orlovsky?
Who's that nigga that used to play for the Texans? Not Matt Shaw.
Who was the other nigga?
David Carr. Was it
no,
David?
But they failed David Carr, bro.
David
that
Carr
man got
wasn't
sacked.
even with the Texans. The Texans failed him.
But what I'm saying is, you think they wouldn't have failed? You think they still wouldn't have failed him with Megatron? Where the fuck?
Andre Johnson put up numbers with the Texans, bro, and he was in a bad situation, bro. Best
quarterback. But what I'm saying is, what happened with Andre Johnson? We still feel like he got failed. His situation wasn't good.
But we're saying,
he put up numbers. He didn't put up as good numbers.
As an individual didn't change though. He's still viewed as an unquestionably top 10 receiver.
Bro, what I'm saying is, bro, Megatron could have went worse places, bro.
Like where? Like what was worse than Detroit 0-16, bro? Where are you going that's just that much worse?
The Browns were worse, bro. And they played in a way harder division.
Worse? The Browns? Nah, not at that point.
Bro, come on. Bro, the Browns have one good quarterback since I've been alive. And that's Baker Mayfield. And he wouldn't have been playing with Megatron.
Yeah, but that's the same thing you say about the Lions. That's what I'm saying. It's not that much worse off. If anything, the nigga probably could have found his love for the game again. Because the nigga said the reason why he lost the love and passion for football was because the Lions didn't want to compete.
And neither did the Browns. All right, so let's say this, bro. Let's be realistic. Had he gone to the Browns in the era that the Steelers and Ravens was literally ending careers, bro. Come on, bro. He definitely wouldn't have wanted to play there. Like, I'm talking, niggas was legit getting their careers ended when they came down to Pittsburgh. Well, when they came over to Pittsburgh and Baltimore to play. Like, niggas' careers were legit ending. Like, on the field, bro. Like, so there's other places like the Lions, yeah, they played some better defenses. Like, the Packers defense wasn't trash then. The Bears defense wasn't trash then, but I mean they wasn't what Baltimore and Pittsburgh were in those years. Like there's other divisions. I'm saying that just because the quarterback situation might have been better, don't mean the offensive line situation would have been better. Don't mean that the coaching situation would have been better. Don't mean the front office situation would have been better, and don't mean that the other opposing defenses situation would have been better. That's all I'm saying. Like there's so much to go off of better than just he would have had a better quarterback. Any situation is better. That's not necessarily the most true statement.
I think the nigga would have been just fine outside the lines. But go ahead, Breeze. What else you got?
Okay. I don't know if you guys remember, but Kobe was once disgruntled with the Lakers.
Yeah, requested for a trade.
He requested a trade. His number one option that he wanted was to the Chicago Bulls. What do you guys think this landscape of the NBA would have been if Kobe got traded to the Chicago Bulls. Mind you, this happened before 2008 when they played the Celtics and before 2010 when they won and 2009 when they went back-to-back. So how do you guys think Kobe Bryant's career would have ended?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He'd have never won another ring, bro.
Yeah.
His career would have went
That's-
downhill. He'd have never won another ring. He probably would have retired 5 or 6 years earlier.
Yep. That sounds about right to me.
Okay.
But that shit's a dumpster fire in Chicago, bro.
No need to harp on it. Next up, Drew Brees never injures his shoulder.
I think he'll still be the same player he is now. Honestly.
Yeah. I think one thing that happens with I'm not gonna lie. I think that the Chargers win a ring that year that they had the number one offense and defense.
Mhm.
Like, no matter how bad the special teams was, I think with Drew Brees, I think they get that ring.
So mind you, remember, if Drew Brees never ruins his shoulder, he would have been a Dolphin.
Yeah.
Because the only reason they took Donovan McNabb over Drew Brees is because that shoulder, they thought the shoulder was completely out of there. Mind you, it was his throwing shoulder. And Donovan McNabb was coming off a gruesome knee injury, but they're like, hey, for a quarterback, your shoulder is more valuable than your knee. So what you think, T? What you think the Dolphins would have became if they got Drew Brees?
That'd have been Dan Marino.
I'm about to say, I think it's still the same situation. Like, I don't think it would have deterred anything from what we know Drew Brees is now. So
I'm not even gonna lie. Matter of fact, it might have been worse than Dan Marino, bro. Having to play the Patriots them years, and the Bills defense was pretty good some of them years too. And the Jets defense was pretty good some of them years. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think it would have been worse for Drew Brees. I don't think he would have been the same quarterback. I'm not saying he would have dropped off tremendously, but I think he would have been knocked down a few spots in the top all-time rankings.
Now this one hits near and dear to the heart, man.
Go ahead, bro.
you can talk about
If
injury,
Peyton
bro.
Manning never breaks his neck and suffers that nerve damage, where do you guys think his career will go? Because keep in mind, after he left and he had those multiple surgeries and missed that year. You said what?
No, that's kind of. I was just trying to remember who the hell it was other than Drew Brees. It was Dante Culpepper. It wasn't Midnight.
Yeah, Dante Culpepper. So mind you, when Peyton left and went to Denver, he had 3 neck surgeries. The nerves were shot. And that 5,000-yard season, he was noodle arming it. Like, it was a bunch of check down merchant shit.
Yep.
Now, we knew Peyton for having this explosive arm and all this stuff. So what do you guys think his career or numbers or whatever would have been if he never broke his neck and suffered that nerve damage?
I think he probably would have retired around the same time. I mean, what was that? He had like 3 or 4 years in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like an extra 5 years. I think he would have retired around the same time. I don't necessarily see the Colts winning another ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe he puts up the numbers.
Mm-hmm. What you think, T?
I mean, I think it plays out pretty much the same. I think the only thing that changes his all-time rankings might have went up a little better because I think his career would have ended a little more gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would have played out the same in terms of his numbers, honestly.
Okay. You think maybe 1 or 2 more 5,000-yard passing seasons? What you think?
I think he could have gave you one more because I think the Broncos team at that point, Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker, they had.
Yeah, they were just getting them the ball in space and they were just racking up yards after catch.
Julius Thomas was still there. They had a pretty solid line. The running back situation was all right. So it was like I think he could have got you another one, but. Like I said, I don't think I would have looked at Peyton that much more differently than what I view him now. I think he's still a top 5 quarterback of all time. I don't think that would have changed drastically with another 5,000-yard season. So I think he would have been viewed in the same light for me.
Okay. Hey, Will, you there?
I don't know what happened to Mike.
I think Will don't want to miss this one. But next name up, we got Ben Roethlisberger without the motorcycle accident. Mind you, that motorcycle accident, he fucked himself up. Took
Yeah.
about 2-3 prime years off his career.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is Ben Roethlisberger. This is the guy who was out there. He barely cared about his health. He was eating junk food, wilding out, and still going out there, bro, slinging defensive linemen off him, running dudes over, standing on business. So,
Yeah.
what do you think Big Ben's career would have been without that motorcycle accident?
Personally, I still think like the last one, man. I think it'll be viewed the same because I think Ben's major setback isn't anything on the field per se, but him being not deemed such a good human being is what hurts, I should say, his image off the field and in terms of how people view him as a quarterback. And the yards and those things speak for themselves. But even when he had to deal with the injuries later on in his career and stuff, and he lost the athletic ability, like he still was able to go out there and throw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. So I mean, I don't really see him dropping off or increasing that level of production just that much more. But I do think he'll be able to sustain play and health throughout the season a little more because he did have a lot of seasons and games where you could just tell he just was playing with some kind of like ticky-tacky neck injury. Like it was obvious. But at the same time, I just think the off the field troubles as well. I think that's a larger reason why he's hampered, like his view. But I think he still would have been viewed as the same quarterback. I mean, top 15 guy all time, top 20 in that range. So, and plus, there's just a lot of good quarterbacks, though. It's hard to say he's gonna be over a lot of these dudes if he has another 2-3 years of just accident-prone free play. So,
okay. Sad that Will missed this one, but next name up, we got arguably the most. Dang, Will, you there?
Hold on, bro. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hold on. I had to wait for T to stop talking though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't necessarily think that it changes too much, but I do think that the Steelers get another ring because for the next 2.5 years, it affected his ability to throw, like grab the ball, his pass as well as he would like. So he would throw a lot off his regular 4 fingers and not be able to grab it as much. But I don't think it changes too much. I do think the Steelers get another ring though.
Okay, I do believe he wins at least one MVP.
it's tough, man.
I believe he wins one, bro.
Played in the era with some of the greatest quarterbacks, bro. It's tough. That's tough.
All right, so next name up. Some would say that this guy, his superstardom transcended his game because how big of a star he was and where he got drafted. Next guy up is Odell Beckham Jr. without the injuries.
Odell would have been top 5 receiver all time. The trajectory, the talent, the ability, the route running, the hands. Odell simply was special, man. But after that first ankle injury, after that ACL, it was just downhill from there. He wasn't the same explosive athlete. He didn't run his routes as crisp as he once did. He didn't have the deep threat ability anymore. But man, that trajectory, that projection, yeah, man, Odell was that, bro. And he did it on a bad team, dog. Eli Manning was a bum. Saquon Barkley was a rookie running back. You had a bad offensive line. Your defense was all right. It was just 13 out there, bro. Like, first 12 games of his career, he lit the world on fire, dog. And it would have been special. Odell would have been healthy. Odell would have been.
Odell was special, bro.
Giants had now, or similar to what they when they got a quarterback to replace and actually help build around him. Or hell, even if a healthy Odell would have went to Cleveland, like with Baker at that point and Nick Chubb, like man, it would have been special, bro. It would have been special.
What you think, Will?
I don't think it does nothing for the Giants, but he has a great career. I think he probably ends like top. I don't know if I had to guess, just based on his trajectory, I'd probably say like top 15-ish all time, depending on how early he retires, like receiving yards wise. I'm not sure how many TDs he scored, like off the top of my head. I'm not sure if he was really getting in the end zone like that. But
Oh,
I'd
he was
probably say
cooking.
about top 15,
Hell yeah,
top
you
20.
was.
Well,
He was
listen, I
cooking.
don't know off the top of my head. Like, I'm not a huge Odell fan, but he
What's that?
was special.
Yeah, 13 touchdowns that first season.
That nigga was taking screens 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I already know that boy. That boy's a trash star. He made everything look like it was backyard football. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh, I said, bro,
But yeah,
man,
he was definitely special. He was like Jamar Chase before Jamar Chase, for real, but just
Yeah,
not
bro.
as physical at the tackle point.
I would say more Jettas. Definitely, I'll say
He
Jettas.
remind me more of Justin Jefferson, honestly.
I would say Jettas. Yeah,
I
Chase
don't
is
get
just
that.
Chase is-
I get more pure athleticism. You know, like speed, burner. Like Jettas is more of a technician. He's not an over the top fast speed guy.
like I would agree if Odell had the frame like Jamar. Like Jamar is like stocky.
That nigga really built like a running back for real.
Yeah, he's
That's not-
stocky.
that's not
Jettas is more like Odell frame in a sense.
Niggas
then
is
they
talking
both-
about frame. I'm talking about
They
play
both-
style, bro. He
but
was
they
more.
both, but I'm saying like their strengths as receivers is the same. Odell Beckham was a technician. He just was a good athlete as well as being a technician. Like, he was a great route runner. He was really, you could argue, he's the best route runner in the league in his prime.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. But I would say,
Yeah.
I mean, Jamar
It's not-
Chase
it's
is a
not-
great
it's
route
not
runner.
crazy. Who?
Jamar Chase,
What'd you say?
he's a
What?
great route
What about
runner.
He's not a technician though. Odell was. I don't see technician when I look at Jamar game. Like he's more of a. His first step is elite for sure, but Jettas, Jamar, nah, it's different levels and tiers. Like when I think of route runner, I think of dudes like Chad, Coop, Jetta, CD Lamb. Like those are technicians to me. A good, really good route runner is like the Jamar Chase. Who was Jerry Jeudy is a good route runner, but he's not. His production just doesn't match it. And guys in that kind of realm, but it's like it just looks different when these guys do it because it's a lot more fluid, in my opinion. Like it looks better. It looks more fundamentally sound. But that's why I compare Odell more so to Jettas because I just think his game is more similar to him.
Okay. Next up, Will, sit the fuck down. Relax. Put a seatbelt on. We're going.
If you say something about
Antonio
Ryan
Brown.
Shazier,
Antonio Brown, if he doesn't get that hit from Vontaze.
best receiver to ever play. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just simple as that.
If he
I don't
don't
give
get
a fuck
the
about the
speed run,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the backlash. I don't give a fuck about the Jerry Rice. Like, oh, I'm a dick sucker. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Like, best receiver to ever play. I personally think he was the smartest, like, IQ based on what he saw in the defense, getting to the open spots. Easily the best toe tap receiver I've ever seen in the history of football. Arguably the smartest. I personally think at his peak, he was the best route runner in football. Arguably through his peak, best hands. You know what I mean? And as a small guy, he would still go up and get the ball if he needed to over defenders. Like, I think he could do everything at an elite level. Me personally, when I watch him, I've never seen a more complete at every level receiver in their peak.
Personally, I already told y'all, man. I think AB is without question a top 10 receiver all time, in my opinion. Wherever you want to put him in that top 10, that's on you. But I think he just needs to be there. And if he doesn't suffer the head injuries, AB probably a top 3 receiver, bare minimum. And so the only thing not working in AB's favor is he's not the physical specimen a lot of these other guys were. He's not the athlete T.O. was, Randy, Calvin. So to me, that's what I said. You get to talking about the all-time great players, you pulling hairs at that point. It is a matter of preference. It's like, what more do you want? Do you want the technical, fundamental guy who's peaked at everything where there's a flaw in his game, or do you want the freak of nature who's just better than you, like because he's just simply that damn good and that damn talented? So that's when it comes down to preference. So that's why I was capping out and saying he's at least top 3. But man, I've been saying about AB, bro. AB special, dog. AB was special, man.
Facts.
Yo, y'all reading these comments, bro?
I can't see no comments.
I see it.
Bro, dude said, "Goddamn, two glasses niggas on live." Somebody
Yeah,
said, "I love people."
I don't know how to see the comments.
But yeah, you got anything else, Briz? Or that was it?
Let me see. So after that, okay, and last one, the San Francisco 49ers draft Aaron Rodgers.
My boy would be the GOAT. The
Dude,
GOAT.
shut the fuck up. You have no ball knowledge. Say that dumbass name.
My boy would be the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers, listen, I said this once, and I said it again. Aaron Rodgers is the most physically gifted quarterback that I've ever seen play the game of football, bro. I think he, like, in terms of just playing the position, there's no better quarterback play that I've witnessed more than the prime Aaron Rodgers, dog. I'm talking about a guy who has the ability to scramble, create with his legs, create in the backyard, whether it was extend plays to make a one pass or whether it was to extend plays to scramble for 8 yards to get a first down, the touch, the deep throw accuracy, the ball placement. It was just like nothing else, bro. And if he went to a franchise that consistently put together, the biggest problem Aaron Rodgers faced was the fact that they couldn't stop nobody come postseason, bro. Like, they were giving up 28, 30 points on average. And now, granted, some of those games, he did not play his greatest. I will admit that gladly as a Rodgers fan. But the thing was, bro, it's like one game that I can remember vividly was when they played the Bucks when Brady was there in the NFC Championship. And Monte Adams and I forgot another dude named Equanimeous Brown, St. Brown or something like that. Dude played for the Bears now. But
yeah,
I remember vividly them niggas both dropped touchdown passes that could have tied the game. And when they thought they was going for it on 4th down and they ended up punting the ball or kicking the field goal when Matt LaFleur didn't want to go for it and they ended up losing them the game. It's like, bro, like, at some point, bro, you got to trust your guys, dog. And then that's on top of the fact you can't stop nobody. So it's like, it's tough, dog. If he went to the 49ers with that defense, with that sustainability of greatness, with Kyle Shanahan potentially, yeah, I think he would have been the best to ever do it. I don't even think it would have been a question to me.
Who was the head coach at the time Aaron Rodgers was drafted?
It was Harbaugh, I think.
All right. I'm not going to say it's not possible. What I will say is I think Aaron Rodgers is a hell of a quarterback. I know Jim Harbaugh is like anti-quarterback, though. Like, any quarterback that plays for him is usually worse than if they're somewhere else. Or they're not as good as they should be. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to hinder Aaron Rodgers by any means. But another thing is I don't know if he develops the same if he goes to the Niners instead of the Packers. Like, I don't know if everything that he potentially learned from Favre he would still be able to learn somewhere else and incorporate into his game the same way. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I just don't know. I still think overall he'd be relatively the same range quarterback of where he's at now all time.
Because we got to think, do we think that, those 3 years that Aaron Rodgers sat, do you believe if he didn't sit those 3 years and just was thrown into the fire in San Fran, what do you think it'll look like?
Right, playing the
Seahawks,
Cardinals. And who else they got there?
The Seahawks, Cardinals, and the Rams. The Rams was a dump at that point. The Cardinals and the Seahawks was decent. I mean, they weren't a powerhouse or anything. It was decent. They didn't
at that time.
The LOB got into the fold.
And then another thing we got to think of too, the Niner curse would have never happened The whole Colin Kaepernick situation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Rodgers.
all those injuries wouldn't happen either.
I don't know, man. A-Rod could have got hurt, and here come Kaepernick in the game. Like, fucking hell.
He's not taking that.
Kaepernick would have never got the starting job there, though. Like, I'll definitely say that. But not in front of Aaron Rodgers. Hell no. But he would have probably went somewhere else. God forbid.
He would had to if he wanted to start. He wasn't starting over Aaron Rodgers. Alex Smith, yeah. Rodgers, no.
I mean, damn near anybody who comes in, and plays good is going to start over Alex Smith, like, respectfully. I mean, that's no disrespect, but he just wasn't anything special. He was more of a consistent game manager.
AT, your boy in the comments, man.
I'm not going to lie, Breeze. I thought you was going to ask if the 49ers never trade for Trey Lance. And they pick.
Carlos dude, boy.
Or if they pick what draft was that? Was that the Mahomes draft?
No, that wasn't Mahomes.
Who
Mahomes
other quarterback was in that draft?
What?
Yeah, what draft? The Mahomes draft?
It was Justin Fields and
There was actually somebody good in that draft.
And which one? The Trey Lance draft or the?
Wasn't that the same year Justin Fields came out? That wasn't the same year.
What with Trey Lance?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'm pretty sure that was 2017. Who was drafted in 2017?
17. I know it was Deshaun Watson. Pat Mahomes was there.
Wait, Trey Lance got drafted that same year?
Hell no, he got drafted like 20 something, like past like during COVID time, because he missed a year with COVID. Yeah,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I swear this nigga got drafted before that.
Nah, he been asked that long.
I thought it was a trip. I'm like, no, that nigga got drafted after that, bro.
All right. What year? Somebody look it up to see what year he got drafted.
I think it was 2021 because he missed.
Nigga, look it up. Stop thinking.
Look it up.
He got drafted in 21.
I told you.
All right, what quarterbacks got drafted that year?
See, I know it was a trip. I just said this.
That year, I'm pretty sure it was
the boys' drive. I knew
what's the dude? Zach Wilson, I think it was that year.
Yeah, that's literally what I just said. I said that's the Justin Fields draft. I just said that.
But wasn't there a good quarterback drafted that year?
No, them niggas all sucked. Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, all them niggas sucked.
God damn, bro.
Hey, didn't Joe Milton go that year too?
No, Joe Milton went last year. Not last year, the year before last.
Oh, shit, he asked too.
That was random as fuck.
But hey, man, that'll be it for the show tonight, y'all boys. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, if y'all not doing so already, y'all go ahead, hit like, subscribe on the channel, hit that bell notification, be notified whenever we go live, as well as the fact that you can follow me on my other social media platforms, man. Live productions across the board, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's even Twitter. I'm everywhere, man. So, y'all boys, anything y'all want to add before we head out?
Yeah, 2026 Super Bowl champions, Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's get it.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We'll be back tomorrow.
For sure.